Fox Sports.
July 4th, a day that we're all proud to be Americans, celebrating our great nation and remembering and appreciating the freedom that has been given to us. And on this day, we enjoy everything about this great country of ours, and let's enjoy the great American pastime, baseball. Indians and Royals coming your way next on Sports Time Ohio.
Why the fuck is he taking umpire's picture every single one? Like they haven't had enough fucking pictures of themselves taken. What's that?
From Progressive Field in downtown Cleveland, it's Indians baseball. On this 4th of July, the Indians welcome in the Kansas City Royals for a holiday weekend series. Hi again, everyone. Matt Underwood alongside Rick Manning. Royals in town, always a good rivalry, and now the Indians are chasing Kansas City. They're 3 games back of the Royals in the American League Central Division standing, so kind of an important series as we get closer and closer to the All-Star break. For the Indians, Josh Tomlin will be on the mound, and Rick, he's coming off easily the best performance of his career and a historical start at that.
Well, he's trying to get the Indians off to a great start, and they have to have a very good homestand going into the break. Josh Tomlin dominating in his last start. 1 hit, and he very easily could have pitched a no-hitter, or a perfect game for that matter. He didn't walk anybody. He struck out 11, had 2 strikeouts in the first 4 innings. He got better as the game went along, had 9 the rest of the way, and he's pitched very well against Kansas City in this ballpark. He's 4-1 in his 5 starts here. Matched up against a young flamethrower, Yordano Ventura, who pitched a good game against the Indians. 7 innings, 6 hits, and 1 earned run earlier in the year. So it's going to be a tough test.
You know, the Kansas City Royals had a 10-game winning streak in the month of June, but since that streak ended, they've won 5 and lost 8. So like the Indians, a lot of inconsistency with the Kansas City team. We'll see who comes out on top tonight in the series opener. Hope you're enjoying your 4th of July festivities. Let's cap it off with an Indians win. The play-by-play is coming up next.
Hello, testing 1, 2, 3.
By McDonald's, I'm loving it. by your local Toyota dealers. Visit buyatoyota.com. Toyota, let's go places. By Panini's, get overstuffed at Panini's Bar and Grill. And by Jeep. Visit Jeep.com to learn more. This 75th anniversary of Lou Gehrig's famous retirement speech also raises our awareness of the ALS disease and the search for a cure. They're packed at the gates, everybody trying to make their way in for this 4th of July special between the Indians and the Kansas City Royals as we open up the holiday weekend with these two clubs battling for position in the American League Central Division. Kansas City is in second place, 5 games back. The Indians in third place, 8 off the pace. Here's the lineup that Josh Tomlin will face tonight for Ned Yost and the Kansas City Royals, brought to you by Toyota. Lorenzo Cain, then it's Eric Hosmer, followed by Billy Butler. Alex Gordon cleanup, Salvador Perez 5th, and Raul Ibanez. Alcides Escobar batting 7th, Mike Moustakas 8th, and Christian Colon will make his first major league start tonight, batting 9th.
Our GM starting pitcher will be Josh Tomlin, who is making his 11th start, coming off his best start in his career. A complete game shutout in Seattle, 9 innings, just 1 hit. He had 11 strikeouts. He was simply dazzling in that ball game. 9 strikeouts after the 4th inning. And he is 4-1 in his 5 starts against the Royals right here in Progressive Field, 5-2 in his career. Let's check out the key at defense for him tonight. It looks like this. Brantley is in left, Bourne is in center, Murphy in right. It'll be Chisenhall at third, Cabrera is at short, Kipnis at second, Santana at first with Yan Gomes doing the catching.
Angel Campos will call the balls and strikes. Chris Guccione is at first. Eric Cooper at second. The crew chief, Tom Hallion, is down at third, and we are ready to go. Lorenzo Cain will step in for Kansas City. Batting .309 on the year with 3 homers and 35 runs driven in. He has doubled 14 times. And Josh Tomlin into the line. Our first pitch of the ball game is in there for a called strike. .70 degrees, our game time temperature, and not a cloud in sight. Cain lifts one foul on the right side out of play. When healthy, Cain is a terrific player at the top of the lineup for Kansas City. That ball just missed inside.
Yeah, that was a pretty good 0-2 pitch right there, trying to paint the inside corner with a heater. Yes, thought about it. That's the pitch that he really had working in his last start as well, was that good curveball.
Cain had a rough series against Minnesota, going 0 for 9. Chops this one to third. Lonnie Chisenhall, low throw, and Santana able to backhand it for out number 1. Keys to the game brought to you by Wayside Furniture. For Josh Tomlin, continue the command that was so incredibly on target against the Seattle Mariners, in which he fired a 1-hit complete game shutout with no walks and struck out 11.
Yeah, 75 of his 111 pitches were for strikes in that last start. Something he always does very well, though, is pound the strike zone. Always has. He's been that kind of pitcher. Uses both sides of the plate, changes speeds. Cuts it, sinks it. The strikeouts this year have really gone up, and it must be one reason, I think, is that curveball, Matt, that he has command of now with 2 strikes that he can throw. He gets a lot of guys to chase it down in the down in the zone.
Tomlin has Hosmer down on the count, a ball and 2 strikes. Swing and a miss. He strikes him out. 2 down. Let's go downstairs to Katie Witham.
Well, Matt, you are going to notice both the teams today wearing kind of a similar hat. It is the Independence Day hat for the 7th straight year. Major League Baseball has all of their teams wearing one. This year's includes an American flag etched into a star behind each team's logo. If you like this hat, please stop by a store and buy it. 100% of the proceeds go to support the Welcome Back Veterans Fund. You can get more information, Matt, at welcomebackveterans.org.
All right, thanks, Katie.
Matches her outfit very nicely, too.
Billy Butler DHing tonight. Takes a look at ball 1. In the air, fouled on the right side and out of play. Oh, nice grab. Tomlin looking for a 1-2-3 first inning here. And a fastball hit in the air to center. Michael Bourn charging in. He'll give way to the right fielder, David Murphy, who makes the catch. And the Royals go 1-2-3. We'll go to the bottom of the first. No score in Cleveland. Look at the Indians starting lineup tonight for Terry Francona. It is brought to you by Progressive. Michael Bourn in the leadoff spot, followed by Asdrubal Cabrera. Michael Brantley batting third, batting .350 at home this year. Carlos Santana, Jason Kipnis, and Lonnie Chisenhall are in the middle. Then it's Nick Swisher, Yan Gomes, and David Murphy.
GMC starting pitcher is the 23-year-old Yordano Ventura, making his 16th start this year. He's only 5-7, but he's got a nice ERA. He's got a .326. He's pitched a good game against the Indians. It was a win last time in Kansas City. He's got a very good fastball, changeup, and a breaking ball as well.
Ventura's pitch down and in. Bourn batting an even .300 on the year at home. And that's fouled back out of play, evening the count at 2-2. In on his hands, popped him up. The shortstop Escobar out on the grass in shallow center field for out number 1.
Set the key of defense for the Kansas City Royals. In the outfield, it'll be Gordon in left, Cain is in center, Abanez in right. Moustakas at third, Escobar at short, Colon at second, Hosmer is at first, with Perez doing the catching.
Now is Dribble Cabrera. Since May the 7th, Cabrera is batting .272. And a bouncing ball to first. Hosmer will take it himself. 2 down. Michael Brantley will bat third tonight. Brantley 7th in the American League in batting average at .312. And Ventura with a fastball in there for a strike.
Talk about enjoying home cooking. 350 at home, huh? Has loved hitting in this ballpark. Of course, had the hitting streak going earlier in the year in this ballpark. 19 gamer.
Ventura with a 1-2 and a breaking ball down in the dirt. Brantley having a layoff. Up and in, just missed. If Santana or if Brantley gets aboard, then you'll see Santana next. Ventura with a 3-2 pitch and a fastball fouled back. Boy, he can run it up there in a hurry. 98 miles an hour.
Yeah, he's got a great arm, Matt. Just turned 23 last month. He's got a very good changeup and a good breaking ball to go with it. If he's harnessing 2 or more of those pitches, he will be a tough guy to handle tonight. He pitched a good game against the Indians June 11th, where he went 7 innings, 6 hits, and just 1 run. That was our quick stop into Kansas City for that 2-game series. He pitched the getaway day.
Yeah, tough to square it up when it's coming in with that kind of velocity. Right back up the middle. It got by Ventura, but he slowed it down enough for Escobar to get there, and he throws him out to end the inning. Scoreless after 1 here in Cleveland. brought to you by your Northern Ohio Honda dealers, by the Cleveland Clinic. Call today for an appointment today. And by the Northeast Ohio Ford dealers. Second inning here at Progressive Field. Just an absolutely gorgeous 4th of July. Game time temperature 70 degrees. Now, normally this time of year it can get not only hot but extremely humid.
This was just about perfect today, wasn't it?
Alex Gordon, 9 homers, 42 driven in.
Well, again, the last time we faced them, they're doing some shuffling with that lineup. Gordon was usually hitting 5th. Last year he led off. He's now in the number 4 hole.
And on the ground to first, Santana will flip it to Tomlin for out number 1. Well, congratulations going out tonight to our producer, Jim Murphy, and his wife, Leah, as they welcome Hadley Samantha Murphy.
Congratulations to you both.
Born on the 4th of July. Everybody's doing great.
We'll see Murph after the All-Star break, I'm sure.
It was a long night, but well worth the wait.
Yes, indeed.
Salvador Perez. Wonder if the mailman was there.
Oh, absolutely. Delivering the package.
Perez with a line drive single into right field. And the Royals have their first base runner tonight.
Perez stayed on it nicely, hit a line drive. I mean, that was a good pitch away. He stayed on. He didn't try to do anything but stay on it, go with it, gets the base hit.
Now here's Raul Ibanez back with Kansas City after the Angels cut him loose. He's gone 3 for 8 since joining Kansas City with a home run.
Well, a guy that didn't cut it over there out in L.A. with the Angels. He hit just 167, had 4 homers and 22 RBIs, but they let him go, and Kansas City picks him up where he had some very good years. One of the older guys in all of baseball.
42 years old, Ibanez had back-to-back seasons in Kansas City. It was over a decade ago, but he hit .294 in back-to-back years with the Royals in 02 and 03. Lines one towards center field. Michael Bourne will make the catch. Back to first goes Perez, and there are 2 down here in the second.
Well, can you beat the best? Join millions of players now in the official Home Run Derby mobile game from MLB.com. You square off against your friends from around the world, live in multiplayer derby mode, and climb to the top of the leaderboard. Download today for free on the Apple App Store and Google Play.
Here is Alcides Escobar. The Royal shortstop was originally batting 9th in the Kansas City starting lineup, but a late scratch. Omar Infante out with some lower back stiffness. So Ned Yost bumped Alcides Escobar from the 9th spot up to 7th and inserted Christian Colon into the lineup.
Escobar is the player of the month for the Kansas City Royals in June. He's having a solid year. .295, 28 RBIs, 24 doubles, 20 stolen bases. He plays very good defense. He's a very underrated player. He can bunt if you need it. He can hit and run for Ned Yost if he decides to put it on. This is the one guy you can that can handle the bat.
Low and away, 2 balls and a strike. Man, Escobar fouling it back, stays alive. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down here in the second inning. No score. Tomlin's 2-2. Low on a full count. Mike Moustakas waits on deck. Perez will be off with a 3-2 pitch and a swing and a miss. He strikes him out to end the inning. Tomlin with his second strikeout of the ball game. No score, middle of the second. Bottom of the second inning, sellout crowd still making its way into Progressive Field here tonight on this 4th of July. For the Indians, Carlos Santana, Jason Kipnis, and Lonnie Chisenhall due up. Santana takes a strike. Since June 1st, Santana has batted .301.
301, yeah, that's why you just throw that average away. You don't look at it, because the first 2 months he was off to a terrible start offensively, but he has certainly picked it up in the month of June, and hopefully he can continue the rest of the way. Second in the league in walks, just one behind Bautista. But he's been in the middle part of that lineup, and that certainly helps the rest of this team when he hits fourth, and he can be productive.
Hits this one in the air to right field, but Ibanez will make the catch for out number one. The injury report tonight is brought to you by the attorneys at Elk & Elk. And bad news for CC Sabathia and the New York Yankees. He's been trying to come back from the swelling in that right knee, but it continues to swell up on him. There's no word on what this ultimately means, but anytime you go in to see Dr. Andrews, that's generally not good.
Yeah, he's been out for a while, and I don't know if they think he'll be back the rest of this year. I mean, he made a concerted effort in the offseason, lost a lot of weight. You know, it's not that he's carrying the excess amount. So they'll be in Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. The Yankees will, so we will not see him there.
And the Yankees began the day right at the 500 mark, 42-42, but only 3.5 out of first.
Yeah, and I think they beat the Minnesota Twins today, 6-5.
Red Sox and Orioles were rained out today in Boston as Kipnis strikes out, and there are 2 down.
Well, you see the kind of stuff this guy has. He can throw it right by you. And that's high 90s. That's not low 90s, mid 90s. That's high 90s, 97, 98 for a fastball. You don't have a whole lot of time.
Now up comes Lonnie Chisenhall. And a ground ball towards first. Big hop for Hosmer. He'll flip it to Ventura. And the Indians go 1-2-3. And we are scoreless through 2 in Cleveland. Third inning. Our stat of the game is brought to you by Buick. Well, since 1914, complete game shutouts with 1 or no base runners. Josh Tomlin on a pretty short list.
Yeah, it was a gem that he pitched. It reminded me a lot of Barker's perfect game. In a sense, you remember Ryan Rayburn made a tremendous catch in right field early in that game. And then the same guy, Seager, that hit that ball, got the base hit in the 5th inning, leading it off. And it was a clean single to left field. But that was the only great play made in that game, was by Ryan Rayburn.
Now the 1-1. Popped back out of play. I think the historic nature of the game that Josh pitched was kind of lost on him. He didn't really understand what all the fuss was about as he strikes out Mike Moustakas. That's his third K here this evening. Let's go downstairs to Katie with him. Katie, he was just kind of caught off guard by just how good he pitched in that game.
Well, and the reason, Matt, was a slight mechanical adjustment. In this picture on the left side is Josh Tomlin's last start at Seattle. His arm slot just slightly lower. Mickey Callaway said even just an inch lower makes a huge difference. And the difference we saw in that game was more depth on his pitches, specifically all of them, to the point, Matt, where PitchFX actually picked up Josh Tomlin's fastball as a sinker, and he does not throw a sinker. But all of that depth not only allowed to weak contacts and him throwing a complete game one hitter, but also his fastball usage went from 43% up to 57%.
Well, that fastball is socked to straightaway center field, and Christian Colon in his first major league start is going to get his first major league hit on a triple.
Well, he didn't see any effects on that pitch because he smoked it into center field. That got by Michael Bourne in a hurry. There's the one mistake. He left middle of the plate. He was going to challenge the young guy. His first major league start, and he liked that pitch. Got it by Bourne, and he didn't hesitate. So that ball will go in the trophy case, and it'll go listed as a triple.
Well, Colon had been swinging the bat very well at AAA Omaha. He was batting .296 when he got the call up. Corner infielders are even with the bags. Even or the middle infielders are back. And that's going to bloop in for a base hit. And an RBI single for Lorenzo Cain gives Kansas City a 1-0 lead.
Well, they make it pay early, and there's a little slider. It looked like from Josh that Cain gets a piece of enough of it to go to right field with, get the runner home from third base. For Cain, his 36th RBI.
And up comes Eric Hosmer, who struck out his first time up.
This is a Kansas City team. They're last in the league in home runs. They've only hit 48. And they're last in the league in walks, 206. What they do, they steal bases very well. They're second in the league with 66. They can hit for average, but they're 11th in runs scored. So the long ball, you keep them in the ballpark and make them manufacture runs. You have to pay attention to them. They will hit and run. They'll do a lot of different things. And the key, what you want to do with the Royals, if you can, is play from in front. Take a little bit of that aggressiveness away. Kansas City as a team this year, another thing they've done well, they've hit very well with runners in scoring position. They're third in all of baseball with a .271 average.
In there for a strike. For Kansas City, their streaky nature this year revolves around their offense. You know, when we last saw them, they were just starting up a streak in which they would win 10 in a row. And during that stretch, they would take over the top spot in the American League Central Division. They had a 1.5-game lead after their game on June the 18th. That's going to drop in front of David Murphy. And 3 straight hits here in the third for Kansas City.
You know, and that's something when they started too. Back when we visited them in Kansas City, they were 5-15 in the American League Central, so they were down. They were at the lowest point. But they've won 11 of their last 13 games in the division to move to 16-17. So they have a better record in the division than the Indians. The Indians are 14-17. But that's where you have to win, is within your division. Well, Kansas City 3 straight hits. They have 4 on the game. But a guy you want to get him to hit it on the ground because he is a candidate for the ground ball double play.
In there for a strike now to Billy Butler. But the Royals probably felt like maybe they had figured some things out. They beat Justin Verlander and Max Scherzer back-to-back games in which they scored 11 runs each time out. And they beat the Tigers 2-1. They were a game and a half up, but then Detroit won the final game of the series 2-1. And it's funny, the Royals,
that got them going. It's the Tigers,
and it sent the Royals the other way. They've lost 8 out of 13 since. So crazy game sometimes.
Well, Kansas City, if they score runs, they got a really good chance to win because they're right behind Seattle and Oakland in the pitching department. As far as their starters go, they've got a very good ERA, 3.67 as a team. Right now, Josh is trying to find the strike zone and the lower part of the zone because he's left a lot of pitches up in middle of the plate in this inning.
Now Tomlin behind 3-1. Alex Gordon, left-handed hitter, waiting on deck. Tomlin started the inning by striking out Mike Moustakas. And now full count for Butler.
When you look at the 3 hits in the inning, you can see the location from Tomlin. That one was middle of the plate and a good pitch to swing at. That was a little breaking ball that was mid-thigh. And also there's one. Even though he got on the trademark, the pitch was elevated a little bit for Josh.
Runners go on a payout pitch and a foul back.
Well, you can see Hosmer at first base. He looks like he's a track star over there. He was set, squared. You could tell he was running, and they were going on the pitch. They're banking that Butler's going to put the ball in play. CAIN with good speed at second base. He has 7 stolen bases, but it's not about a stolen base there. It's believing that your hitter's going to put the ball in play and hope he finds a gap. Watch how Hosmer's get the little stand. It looks like both his feet are right there ready to go in the starting position out of the starting blocks.
Tomlin sets. Runners go. Payout pitch, swing and a miss. Throw to third. And it will be a double play. The Royals gamble. It's a strike him out, throw him out, inning-ending double play. Ned Yost is coming out of the dugout. He may exercise a challenge here. We'll see what he decides. He's looking back to the dugout, and now they tell him, don't bother.
Yeah, he was not the way Gomes was throwing the baseball.
So Butler fans, and Tomlin gets out of further trouble, but the Royals have a 1-0 lead middle of the third. Later in the game for Miller Time, brought to you by Miller Lite. For the Indians here in the third inning, it will be Nick Swisher, Yan Gomes, and David Murphy. A little bit low for ball one. Foul back.
That was his changeup at 85. That's harder than some pitchers' fastballs.
Ground ball to first. Hosmer will scoop it, and he'll take it himself. One away. Right now on FoxSportsOhio.com, could Bartolo Colon land back in Cleveland? Which Heisman winner has no issues with Johnny Manziel's habits? And join the discussion on Game Day Live with Joe Reedy. It's all on FoxSportsOhio.com. Yan Gomes batting .305 at home this year.
He had 7 ribbies on the road trip, which was the best by Indians players. Well, this is a very important homestand, I think, for the Indians going into the All-Star break. The last 2 long trips they had, they were able to, go 9-9, 5-5 on that one trip, the 3-city trip, and then 4-4 on this last one. So this is where they're going to have to make their hay, even though they're still well below 500 on the road. They still have a very good home record, and with 10-game homestand, 7-3 could get them over the 500 mark at the break, and I think that's exactly where they have to be.
High pop. Foul territory. Hosmer over near the railing, but he can't get to it. Bounced right on the top of the dugout.
Send along some birthday wishes tonight. Audra Stanford is turning 90. Elaine Savino also turning 90. Happy birthday to you. We also have Laura Mitchell, 85. Richard McFarland, 81. And Kent Smith turning 80. Happy birthday to each and every one of you.
Upstairs, 100 miles an hour, Ventura.
Yes. Triple digits, huh? Again, it's not the velocity. I mean, that certainly helps a lot. And he tried to overthrow that one. You can see how high it was.
And Gomes draws a walk. The Indians have their first base runner with 1 out here in the third inning.
Well, tomorrow the Indians will celebrate the 67th anniversary of Hall of Famer Larry Doby, breaking the color barrier in the American League. So if you come out to the ball game, you'll get a Larry Doby replica jersey. That'll be courtesy of Sherwin-Williams. Also, fans, you can enjoy the fireworks after the ball game. Visit Indians.com for your tickets.
Murphy swings and fouls it back. David Murphy batting .284 at home this year. Almost, well, it is 31 points better than his overall season average. After a rough month of June, Murphy's trying to get it rolling again here in July.
Well, his first at bat, if you remember, we were in L.A. That little squibber off the end of the bat got him an infield hit. He ended up getting 3 hits in that game. Pinch hit the next game. Got a base hit RBI. So hopefully the month of July is going to be much kinder.
4 hits in his last 5 at bats. Good way to start.
Well, and being an everyday player, it's the ebb and flow of the season, the ups and downs.
Line drive left field, but it's head high and caught by Alex Gordon. 2 down.
Well, not much you could do. He hit it on the nose, just right into the tracks of the fielder of Gordon. But you go back and you consider that a good at bat. I got the pitch I was looking for. I stayed on it. I hit it well. They just caught it. Although it's an 0 for 1, you go back with a little moral victory there.
Belt high strike to Michael Bourne. Popped up on the infield his first time up. Up and away, and it's 1-1. And a 1-2 offering. Strike 3 called. Inning over. Ventura has his second strikeout, and through 3 innings of play, it's Kansas City 1, Cleveland nothing. All right, and back here at Progressive Field, the Royals have a 1-0 lead. And we go now to the 4th inning. Alex Gordon, Salvador Perez, and Raul Ibanez due for KC. Josh Tomlin back to work after giving up a leadoff or a 1-out triple to Christian Colon. He would come around and score the only run of the game so far.
That was great how last inning ended on the strike him out, throw him out. He fouled off one 3-2 pitch, but as a manager, you send your runners believing that that man's going to put it in play, and when he doesn't, it was an easy throw out for Yan Gomes, who has been dealing when it comes to throwing out base runners.
Pop to center. Bourne coming in. One away. Our great clip of the game from the series finale in Los Angeles. Terry Francona went to Cody Allen in the 8th inning. Needed a 4-out save, and Cody delivered as the Indians took 2 out of 3 from the Dodgers to win the series.
It's been a couple of 4-out saves for Cody this year.
Salvador Perez went swinging, and the bat
Coaches go flying.
It went at Brad Mills. It had him in his sights.
Yes, it did. He got out of there in a hurry. Look at Mike Sarbaugh and even Terry Francona right down in that area. Incoming. There it is.
Boy, Millsy got out of the way in a hurry.
Well, he's no dummy. You know, you just don't duck in, you know, that little netting there. Go south.
Duck and dive.
There's about 5 steps you can run down into that hallway down there.
Tomlin's 0-1 pitch. And it's through the left side of the infield. Perez is 2 for 2 on the night.
This guy's a good hitter. First time up, he took the pitch away to right field. This time up, he's going to get something he can handle, and he's going to pull it in the hole. So he is 2 for 2, and that's hit number 5 for Kansas City.
So 1 on 1 out for Raul Ibanez, who flied to center his only time up. Fouled right back. Missed outside. 1-1. Perez, not much speed at first base.
That's why they roll around and play behind him, just off his back pocket. Santana sits there with the left-handed hitter up. You don't really fear of him running.
And Ibanez swings through it. Popped up, shallow center. Long run for Bourne. He dives and he makes a great catch. Oh, man. Michael Bourne had to run about 50 yards to track that baby down. And he went into the all-out dive and made the catch.
You know, he didn't know if he was going to catch up to it. Looked like he was calling for it earlier, and he just came in on a dead sprint, and he's going to have to dive for it, and he's able to hold on. You know, this is going to be our McDonald's. I'm loving it because Perez was halfway. He was ready to go to second base. He wasn't sure. But he had a long way to go with the swing, the big swing from Ibanez. But he makes a great play. That is out number 2.
And now Alcides Escobar, strikeout victim, his first time up. Kansas City is off to their best road start. I should say their 3rd best road start in franchise history. at 23-18. It equals the mark of the 1976 club, and only the 1977 and 1980 clubs, all three of which won their respective divisional titles, were better at 24-17. So for Kansas City, playing well on the road has put them in position to have a memorable season.
Look at the offense, though, over 6 runs a game. And when they get that, their pitching is definitely good enough. They're going to win most of the time when they could put 6 on a board.
Chopped foul, third base side.
Yeah, they play much better on the road than they do at home. It's the exact opposite for the Indians. They play much better at home than they do on the road.
Tomlin's 1-2 pitch. Chopped to third. Chisenhall sets and throws. And a nice stretch by Santana to get him. Michael Bourn laying out here in the 4th inning. And the Indians trail it 1-0. One nothing Kansas City as we go to the bottom of the 4th inning. Hey, don't forget to tweet your photos to us using the hashtag STOFanPhoto for a chance to have them shown during one of our telecasts. It's all courtesy of AT&T. Now that would be a kind of an artistic photo if you could capture that right there.
Yeah.
Just need a high-powered lens and about $40,000 or so, and you can have that type of camera at your disposal.
Is that all 40?
I don't know. I'm just making stuff up.
Maybe more than that, right, boys? More than a little more? 75? A little high?
What is this? Price is Right?
Well, sure. It's Friday. Get to spin the big wheel later.
As Dribble Cabrera bounces one to first. Hosmer, he's been a vacuum cleaner over there. A little high flip, but Ventura takes it in. One away.
Well, 12,500 fans will get a Jason Kipnis bobblehead. That's all courtesy of First Energy. That'll be Tuesday night when the Indians meet the New York Yankees. They're in for a 4-game series starting Monday. Visit Indians.com for your tickets.
Well, here is Michael Brantley. Ground out victim his first time up. Indians just one base runner so far. It was a one-out walk to Yan Gomes in the third. And a line drive base hit into left field. Indians have their first hit, and no surprise, it comes off the bat of Michael Brantley.
Yeah, and Michael did a great job of staying on top of that ball to hit the line drive to left field. As hard as this guy throws, he had to make those hands work, put a good swing on it. Lines it to left field, the Indians' first hit tonight.
Carlos Santana looks at a ball down low. And Santana taking a strike to even the count. Oh, he socks one to center field. CAIN trying to cut it off. He will. But on his way to third is Brantley. And after a big turn, Santana holds it first. And had he just kept going, he would have made it to second. Only because the Royals airmailed their cutoff men. But that's all right. Santana delivers. Indians back-to-back hits, and they've got him at the corners with one out.
Well, Santana gets on a pitch right here and drives it into right center field. And CAIN does a nice job of cutting this ball off. His mistake is he overthrew his actually his second baseman. He kept him at first and third, which you want to do. See, they were going out there for a cutoff thinking they may have a relay for Brantley going home, but he makes the cutoff and gets it in and overthrows everybody. It's still first and third.
Now Jason KIPNIS struck out his first time up, and he takes ball one down low. Two 2-0 with Indians at the corners and one out here in the fourth inning. Double play, ball to second. Ventura gets out of it. We've played 4 here at Progressive Field. It's the Royals 1 and the Indians nothing. Brought to you by Sunnyside Honda at I-71 and Pearl Road in Middleburg Heights. By Levin Furniture. For the best deals on furniture and mattresses, shop Levin's. And by Kia. Visit mykiacleveland.com to learn more. Royals with a 1-0 lead as we go to the 5th. Mike Moustakas to lead off for Kansas City. Struck out his only time up in the 3rd. So the Indians' first scoring chance short-circuited by a double play. Pop back out of play.
What a great job of changing the eye level. Strike 2 is that good curveball down, and all of a sudden he throws that fastball shoulder high. He was able to get Moustakas to chase, but he fouled it off.
Swing and a miss. He strikes him out again.
Went right back downstairs.
5th strikeout for Josh Tomlin. He's made 60 pitches thus far tonight, and 40 of those 60 have been for strikes. Time now for a Mazda game break. Let's go back to Al Pawlowski.
Hey, Matt and Rick, let's go to Detroit, where the Rays have an early lead on the Tigers here in the top of the 3rd inning. Ben Zobrist to double off of Drew Smyly to get the first run in for the Rays. Evan Longoria just hit a solo home run, his 11th in the 4th inning. So it's 2-0 Tampa over Detroit, 4th inning in Motown. Matt?
All right, thanks, Al. Christian Colon batting here. He tripled and scored in the 3rd inning. It's the only run of the game thus far, and a swing and a miss here. It's 0-2. Now the 1-2. And it's fair inside the bag at 3rd. Down the line into the corner it goes. Brantley over to dig it out. All checked up on him. But Colon's into second base with a 1-out double. So this young man very aggressively swinging the bat here tonight. His first 2 major league hits. One a triple, the second a double.
And look at, he wasn't even plugged into the lineup. That was a fastball going in on him, but he left it up again. But he turned out a nice, short, quick swing. But boy, for a guy that's not even supposed to play, he steps in and has done a great job in his first 2 ABs, a triple, double.
And now up comes Lorenzo Cain, who grounded out in the 1st. And he dumped an RBI single into right field in the 3rd. And a foul back. Well, some belated happy birthday wishes to Scott Marquette and his uncle Mike Marquette, whose birthdays are just a day apart back in Ashland, Ohio. Also, happy birthday wishes to Sue Rao in Seven Hills, celebrating her birthday. Her son Mark is the president of the Johnny Manziel fan club in Parma.
I thought Tony Amato was.
He's the treasurer. Swing and a miss by Lorenzo Cain. Nice breaking ball from Tomlin. Two-strike pitch to Cain. And he wouldn't quite chase after it.
Congratulations go out to Tom and Anita Bryan, celebrating their 40th anniversary. A lot going on, huh? On the 4th of July.
The 1-2 curveball And a hanger down the left field line. That's going to be fair. And it's into the corner. Another run is in for Kansas City as CAIN pulls into second base with a double. So, Rick, both of these hits in this inning, the two doubles, both come when the hitter was down on the count.
Well, CAIN has driven in both. Colon has scored both runs, and he caught himself a hanging breaking ball, and he went out. He thought this might go foul, but he kept it fair down the line. So back-to-back doubles. And KC makes it a 2-0 ball game.
And Eric Hosmer, a single his last time up, will be the batter. A little bit low with the fastball. Tomlin struck out Mike Moustakas with his 60th pitch of the night. But then back-to-back doubles, plating another run for Kansas City. And now the 1-1 to Hosmer. The 2-1 pitch. On Kansas City's last homestand, Eric Hosmer went just 6 for 37. So he's been kind of a puzzle that's been hard to figure out for the Royals. He has swung the bat much better on the road. He went 6 for 10 against the Twins. And he's 1 for 2 so far here tonight.
Well, I'm looking down at the numbers. For this year, Josh Tomlin, left-handed hitters are hitting just .219 coming into today's game. Hosmer has their only hit. Right-handers hitting .274. They have 6 of the 7 hits. You've got CAIN with 2, you've got Perez with 2, and Colon with 2. So the right-handers have done the damage to Josh Tomlin.
Couldn't get him to chase the high fastball, and a full count. So now the 75th pitch of the night for Tomlin. With 1 gone here in the 5th inning. And the payoff pitch. Slowly tapped towards second base. Kipnis will throw him out. 2 down. CAIN slides over to third base. And up comes Billy Butler, who is 0 for 2 on the night. Now, Billy Butler swung the bat well on Kansas City's last homestand, but On this current road trip, he is 1 for 16.
Still have a hard time, and we talked about it while we were in Kansas City. He only has 2 home runs this year, and he's the guy that usually is their power hitter. And Kansas City owns a big option on him at the end of the year. And that'll be a decision for them to make, whether they want to bring him back.
Just a little bit inside 1-1. Well, he batted .313 in the month of June. He had 9 doubles, had 13 runs batted in, 1 home run.
I know Kansas City's not a home run hitting park, but this is a guy that, I mean, he puts good swings on the baseball. He's going to get them anywhere. He's normally a good hitter that uses the whole field. He'll pull the ball, he'll go down the right field line. He's usually a doubles machine. He does have 18 doubles this year. But you can look at the home runs in 2000 for 29. They went down to 15 last year.
Well, you know, you think about it, and with Butler, among Kansas City players who have at least 2,000 at bats, only George Brett and Mike Sweeney have a higher career batting average. So Butler has been a constant in the middle of their lineup.
Right.
Now the 2-2. Low and away, a full count. Well, Tomlin really having to work for it in this 5th inning now. Starting through the lineup for the 3rd time after facing CAIN and Hosmer. Now Butler. Another payoff pitch. Bounce to short, and Asdrubal Cabrera throws him out to end the inning. Royals get another double from the rookie Colon. He scores again. They lead it 2-0. Royals lead it 2-0. Bottom of the 5th now. For Cleveland, Lonnie Chisenhall, Nick Swisher, and Yan Gomes coming up. Both Indians' hits came in the 4th inning. Lonnie swung at the first pitch he saw back in the 2nd inning and bounced out. One hop smash. No, a caught on a fly by Hosmer. It looked like He just somehow was able to get the glove under it before it hit the dirt.
That was like a little humpback liner.
Yeah, it sure was, and that is out number one. Let's go downstairs once again to Katie.
Well, Matt, the 4th of July hits home for Nick Swisher. Earlier today, he spoke about what today means to him and what he thinks about in our Here Right Audiology Sounds of the Game.
Our militaries and the men and women fighting to give us what we have here, for me, are up at the top of the list. I mean, my father fought in the Korean War. For my wife and I, we went to Afghanistan. We got to visit firsthand what our men and women are actually doing over there. And just to be able to do that, and to be able to come back here and to bring stories back, whether you believe in the war or not, man, you should be supporting our men and women fighting to give us what we have. There's not a whole lot of countries that have what we have. I mean, the United States is the best, and today on our Independence Day, we should put them at the forefront of our thoughts.
Thanks, Katie, for that. Swisher grounded out to first his first time up. Now the 1-1 from Ventura. Catches the outside corner. Boy, when he puts it in motion, he comes at you, arms, legs flailing, and he hits up at 100 miles an hour.
Yeah, anytime he's hit triple digits, so everything's been up here, maybe overthrowing it. When he's free and easy, it's about 97 and sometimes 98. He can get it down in the zone and way more effective.
Just missed with that one. And a full count. Let's see what Perez decides to go with here on the 3-2. And another fastball. But he missed inside with it. Second walk issued by Ventura. And with one out, Yan Gomes coming to the plate. He walked his last time up. In-game summary brought to you by your Toyota dealers. Lorenzo Cain's RBI single in the third gave the Royals a 1-0 lead. His RBI double in the fifth made it 2-0. Both times he scored Christian Colon, who has his first 2 hits in his major league career tonight. Gomes with a liner toward right field. And what a catch made by Raul Ibanez. The 42-year-old went to his knees and somehow made a terrific catch before that ball hit the turf. And that is out number 2.
He stayed with it. You know, I looked and said Raul Ibanez is in right field, not DHing, but the object is make the play. It's not too pretty, but he gets the glove underneath it. He slid on his knees and pretty much got stuck right there. But it's a fine catch.
So Gomes a hard hit ball, but nothing to show for it, and up comes David Murphy. One ball, one strike there again at 100 miles an hour, but the pitch is up, and that one was up and away. Just low. 2-1. Swisher at first with 2 down. And Murphy lines this one to the shortstop, Escobar. So some hard hit balls for the Indians here in the first and the fifth, but nothing to show for it. The Royals still lead it 2-0.
Guard, currently forward deployed to Kabul, Afghanistan. I'd like to give a shout out to my friends and family in North Olmsted. Have a safe and wonderful 4th of July. Go Tribe!
All right, thank you for that. As we go to the 6th inning, the Royals lead the Indians 2-0. For Kansas City, 4, 5, and 6 due up. For Josh Tomlin, the guy that's done the damage for Kansas City tonight has been the number 9 hitter, Christian Colon. He's tripled and doubled, and he has scored both runs in this ball game. The interesting note on that is that entering tonight's game, the number 9 hitters that Tomlin had faced up to this point were a combined 3 for 23 with no extra base hits. But Colon has changed that. And how many times do you see that a guy wasn't even in the starting lineup originally, only in there because Omar Infante was scratched with lower back stiffness. 3-0 the count here on Alex Gordon. Gordon has grounded out, and he has flied to center. Now it's a full count. Tomlin trying to come back and get Gordon. Santana will take it himself, and he does. From 3-0, he comes back to get him one down here in the 6th. On this Independence Day weekend, Fox Sports Supports is especially proud to recognize the Army's Gold Star Pin Campaign, which honors the families of fallen service members. To learn more, visit goldstarpins.org. Salvador Perez, 2 for 2 on the night with 2 singles. Out of play. Two balls and a strike. Line drive, base hit in the left field, and he's 3 for 3.
He's got it figured out tonight, I'll say that. Each one seems to get harder and harder. The last 2 have been hit to left field. That one right on the nose. Yeah, he caught something down a little bit, middle of the plate. Looked like a little cutter. So the right-handers have had a lot of success against Tomlin tonight.
Well, the interesting thing too, Rick, is looking at the scorecard. The Royals have not had their leadoff man yet. All of their hits have come after there was 1 out in the inning.
Yeah, 3 of their 8 hits, extra base hits, 2 doubles and the triple.
Inside ball 1 to Raul Ibanez. That's going to drop foul. Indians bullpen now getting loose as you see Vinny Pistano, the right-hander, Kyle Crockett, the lefty. Tomlin over 90 pitches on the night. 1 on, 1 out here in the 6th. Looking for a ground ball, maybe get 2. And a strike called. He gets ahead of Ibanez. Remember how when you're a kid and you'd act up, your parents might say, act your age?
Yeah.
In the case of Raul Ibanez, his teammates say that's what makes him special. That's why they enjoy him, because he doesn't act his age.
Yeah, he acts like he's a 20-year-old kid. Good. Well, when you play the game at his age, it keeps you young. You keep the uniform on. That's the beauty of the game. You know what? He'll never act his age. He's got to start worrying about it when his wife says that to him. Then he's got to worry about it. When your teammates say, you don't worry about it.
Right.
Because then you relate, because he's playing the game with a bunch of kids. There's the breaking ball in the dirt. Gomes with a nice job of just keeping it out in front or to his side where Perez really can't go anywhere.
Foul back. Ibanez was originally a 36th round pick in 1992 by the Mariners. 36th round.
What a career, huh?
I'm not kidding.
No doubt. You talk about just hiding in the weeds, and what a great career he has had.
Swing and a miss. Tomlin strikes him out, 2 down. That's his 6th strikeout of the game. And up comes Alcides Escobar. Now you talk about Escobar, 36th. I mean, Ibanez, a 36th round pick. Josh Tomlin was a 19th round selection. Popped him up behind the plate. Is it playable for Gomes? No. Just beyond his reach. Pitch number 100 on the night for Tomlin. As Ned Yost looks on with Alcides Escobar at the plate, down on the count 0-1. Trying to go the other way, but it's out of play. It is complete game, 1-hit shutout. Tomlin made 111 pitches his last time out against Seattle. The 0-2 punches it toward right. Kipnis can't get to it. And stopping at second base is Perez.
That right there is what makes Escobar so tough. That ball, that was a great pitch. Had him fooled on the pitch, and he just barely he was able to get his bat out there and just slap it the other way. That ball was 9 inches off the plate away. He just kept his hands back enough and found a way to put it in play, and just over the head of Kipnis. He couldn't run and jump at the same time. It was a tough play. So he keeps the inning going, gives Moustakas an opportunity now. Another right-hander putting the ball in play and getting a hit.
Probably the last batter of the night for Tomlin. He has struck out Moustakas twice in the ball game.
Yeah, good call.
Foul back out of play.
Kansas City has had 4 hits tonight when they were down in the count 0-2. They worked their way back in and eventually ended up getting a knock.
Just missed. Since Tomlin struck out Moustakas for the first out of the 5th inning, the next 8 hitters have combined to average 5 pitches per at bat. So whether it's just a case of, you know, they're seeing him for the 3rd time, or the command's just not quite as sharp, he's had to work a lot harder. And that ball's in the dirt. The runners both move up. So now 2 in the scoring position on the wild pitch.
Well, he tried to do the same thing, block that curveball, just deflected off the maybe the heel of the catcher's glove and took off. He didn't get any padding on it, and that was enough for the 2 runners to move up.
The 2-1 up and in. Tried to knock him back, but now he's behind 3 balls and a strike. Swing and a miss and a full count. Moustakas wanted to do some damage on that 3-1 pitch. Almost looked, remember Katie said earlier that Pitch Effect said he threw a pitch, they labeled it a sinker. That almost looked like a sinking fastball, didn't it?
It had some movement on it, that's for sure. I'm not sure if that was like a cutter, but it had some movement to it.
And now the payoff pitch. Drilled to deep right field and gone. Looked like that same pitch, except that one hung a little bit, and Moustakas went down and got it for his 9th home run of the year. A 2-out, 3-run shot that makes it now 5-0 Kansas City. After he struck out his first 2 times up, Moustakas makes Tomlin pay dearly here with 2 outs in the 6th inning.
4 of his 9 home runs have come against the Indians. That was the same pitch that was down, and he golfs it into the seats and got it out of here. A little swinging room, so the 3-run homer is going to end the night for Tomlin.
So we've got a timeout for our Cleveland Clinic call to the bullpen. Vinny Pastano's coming on when we come back. putting a damper on the Indians' 4th of July party plans. This 3-run homer has extended the KC lead to 5-0, and now comes Vinny Pistano. He's got Christian Colon, who is 2 for 2 with a triple and a double in his first 2 times up. Outside corner. And Pistano evens it up in 1-1. Vinny's pitched very well since getting called back to the big leagues in his 6 games. He has not allowed a run. He has struck out 5 batters in 2 2/3 innings of work. Giving up just 2 hits.
Had a couple big strikeouts in his last outing in L.A.
Boy, did he ever.
You know, with the runners in scoring position. Not sure if the bases were loaded or not.
They were.
Yeah, the bases were loaded. I mean, what a job.
Another strikeout for Pistano. And the inning is over, but the Royals strike on a 3-run homer by Mike Moustakas, and they lead it 5-0. Time for our AT&T fan photo tonight. Remember, you can tweet your photos to us using the hashtag STOFanPhoto for a chance to have them shown during one of our games. It's all courtesy of AT&T. Michael Bourn is 0 for 2 here tonight. And Yordano Ventura with a fastball for a strike. 67 pitches tonight for the Royals right-hander. There's a liner to left. Caught by Gordon, 1 away. Time now for a Mazda game break. Back to the studios. Here's Al.
They went 12 innings today in Oakland before a run was finally scored. It was scoreless here when Nick Puntuitz has doubled down the left field line. It gets by Melky Cabrera. Norris scores all the way from first. Oakland a winner today in 12 innings over Toronto, 1-0. Matt.
All right, thanks, Al. Oakland now 20 games over 500. And yet, when the day began, they only had a 3.5 game lead over the Angels.
Yeah, that Western Division, they're playing very well out there.
Even Seattle,
right?
Just 5 back hit the outset today.
Seattle losing 5-0 to the White Sox tonight, but they played much better recently.
Some festive spectacles. The 2-0 to Cabrera, missed inside. He's 0 for 2. He has grounded out twice. Full count. Now pop fly to shallow center. 2 away. Well, say what you will about Josh Tomlin tonight, giving up the 5 runs on the 10 hits. The fact remains Giordano Ventura has only allowed 2 singles 2 times through the Indians' order, and now he's going through it for a 3rd time here tonight. Carlos Carrasco now warming for Cleveland.
Yeah, in that 4th inning, the Indians did have an opportunity to tie the game at 1 with 1st and 3rd, but he was able to induce the double play ball and get out of that inning. And he has settled in nicely. This guy has a good arm. We're going to see a lot of him for a long time, I think. And he has pitched better away from Kauffman Stadium, where you would think it'd be the other ways. This is his 6th start on the road. But out of his first 5 starts, he's 3-1 with a .262, and all 5 starts have been quality starts for him, where he's gone deep into the ball game. And I'm sure you're going to add another one here tonight. He was on a little 2-game losing streak. He had a string going of 4 consecutive solid starts, you know, quality starts as they call them, 6 innings, and then 3 straight for 7 innings. And then he hit a rain delay in Los Angeles. He gave up 2 runs in his 4 innings and couldn't come back after 3 hours. Took the loss and had given up only 2 runs.
There's a drive toward the gap in left center field. Gordon going to run it down. The Indians go 1, 2, 3, and we go to the 7th. 5-0 Kansas City. On this 4th of July, as you take a look in at the ballpark from our Panini's Overstuffed Cam. Great to see the ballpark packed, but unfortunately the Indians have not been able to provide them with much to get excited about. Top of the order for Kansas City here in the 7th, as Vinny Pastano will stay on after he struck out Christian Colon to end the 6th. Lorenzo Cain, couple of hits, couple of runs batted in tonight. He's kind of giving you the perfect example that sometimes it's not how you hit it, but just putting the bat on the ball. First time up, he just kind of dumped one into shallow right field, didn't hit it hard. Next time up, might have caught it off the end of the bat, but a fly ball down the left field line, and somehow it stayed fair just inside the line. But both times he drove in runs to give Kansas City the early 2-0 lead.
When you have guys on base, you have to be a different hitter. You got to put the ball in play, and he did that. Man on third. He was going that way. That's why he didn't hit it that hard. He was just trying to get the runner in. And then he picked on a breaking ball. There was a guy on second base. You know, when he hit that ball, I think he thought it was going to go foul, but it ended up staying fair and ends up getting the double. So he did exactly what he's had to do with guys on base.
Eric Hosmer 1 for 3 on the night. And he lines one, just fouled on the left field line. Nice job, huh? Use the hat.
Yeah, that's
the old hat glove.
Well done. I mean, normally the hats aren't going to hold it.
Yeah.
So he had to catch it perfectly.
Down and in. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Broke his bat. Kipnis throws him out, 2 away.
Well, it's another Sugardale Dollar Dog Night that'll take place on Thursday. The Indians will take on the Yankees. It'll be Dollar Dogs all game long. And for the Yankees, Derek Jeter coming to Cleveland for his very last visit of his illustrious career.
Billy Butler 0 for 3 on the night, takes a strike. Pastano has come in here tonight, throwing strikes, 9 out of 12. He's retired all 3 he has faced. Now the 1-1 to Butler. Jammed him.
Gotten inside the last 2 guys.
Bouncer to Kipnis. Yeah, he takes care of that. 1, 2, 3. And Jason retires Butler. Pastano's retired all 4 that he has faced. And it's time now for the 7th inning stretch, brought to you by Spitzer Auto World. Life is hard. Buying a car shouldn't be.
value ticket available every game here at the ballpark. Each kid receives $15 for your free use on concessions or merchandise. Visit Indians.com/kidsvalue to purchase your tickets today.
Carlos Santana, Jason Kipnis, and Lonnie Chisenhall for the Indians here in the bottom of the 7th. And a bouncing ball towards the shift, and they throw him out 1 away. And it's going to bring up Jason Kipnis. And a bouncing ball up the middle. That's through. So Kipnis delivers a 1-out single here in the 7th inning.
Yep, he got a nice fastball there that he was able to get through the infield. They were playing him over a little bit more to pull. Gets it up the middle. Just the 3rd hit for the Indians tonight, and all 3 hits have been singles.
And Lonnie Chisenhall trying to bloop one in, but out goes Escobar to make the catch. 2 down. Well, Lonnie Chisenhall had quite a night back on June the 9th in Texas, and with more on that, let's go down to Katie with him.
Well, come on out to the ballpark tomorrow night. The minute the gates open at 4:30 through the 3rd inning, you can actually check out all of the gear that Lonnie Chisenhall used on June 9th at Texas, that historic 5-for-5 performance. This is the bat he used for every single at bat. It is headed to Cooperstown after tomorrow night. And the rest of the gear that he wore, including his jersey, his cleats, and the 3rd home run, that 3-run bomb later on in the game. You can take pictures, show your kids. It's definitely something that you want to see in person. Once again, it's out in Heritage Park, center field, right when the gates open. Guys, back to you.
Thanks, Katie. Definitely a piece of history. Lonnie, only the 4th player in Major League history to have a game in which he had 5 hits, 3 home runs, and 9 runs batted in. That was back on June the 9th in Texas. And all that gear will be headed to baseball's Hall of Fame. Nick Swisher has grounded out, and he has walked.
You know, you look at Ventura here, he's trying to work his way through the 7th inning. Only 83 pitches on the night. Well, he has been in total command. 50 of those 83 have been strikes. Slowed him down a little bit with that changeup. That's only his 18th pitch, the 3rd time through the lineup. And this is batter number 7.
Oh, big swing and a miss. And Ventura continues to roll. That's only his 3rd strikeout tonight, but he has shut out the Indians on just 3 hits through 7. Five to nothing in favor of the Kansas City Royals as we go now to the 8th inning. And a reminder to stay tuned for Indians Live, brought to you by Conrad's Tire Express and Total Car Care. It's coming up next here on Sports Time Ohio. We go to the 8th inning. And a new pitcher for the Indians after Vinny Pistano went an inning and a third of perfect relief with a strikeout. Carlos Carrasco. Alex Gordon is 0 for 3 on the night. And a foul right back.
Eight of the 10 hits have come off the bats of right-handed hitters in the Kansas City lineup. The guy that's on deck has had 3 of them.
Kipnis waited back, got the big hop, throws him out. Gordon is 0 for 4. In-game box score brought to you by Hyundai. Lorenzo Cain has driven in a couple. And like Moustakas, the big 2-out, 3-run homer. And Christian Colon in his first big league start has doubled, tripled, and scored twice. Salvador Perez a perfect 3 for 3 on the night. To left field. Michael Brantley is there, and he'll grab that 2 away. As promised earlier, it's Miller time, brought to you by Miller Lite.
I consider myself the luckiest man on the face of the earth. When you look around, wouldn't you consider it privilege to associate yourself with such a fine-looking man as is standing in uniform in this ballpark today?
July 4th, 1939, the famous Lou Gehrig farewell speech at Yankee Stadium. Swing and a miss. I read where there will be an auction coming up later this summer here in Cleveland, in which one of the pieces up for bid will be a ticket from that game, July 4th, 1939, signed by Lou Gehrig. Believed to be an extremely rare piece of sports memorabilia. 1-2-3 go the Royals, and it remains 5-0 Kansas. City. Bottom of the 8th inning. Gerard Dyson has taken over in center field now for Kansas City. Lorenzo Cain has moved to right. And Raul Ibanez's night is over. Ventura has made 86 pitches. 52 of them have been strikes. Ventura had a start earlier this year in Baltimore in which he went 8 innings of 7-hit shutout baseball. In that game, though, not only did he give up the 7 hits, but he walked 2 and struck out 8. Tonight, he has walked 2, but he has only struck out 3, and that helps to keep the pitch count down.
Well, that's just it. You think with his arm you'd see more strikeouts, but you see he can keep around the game a lot longer without throwing so many pitches and getting him to put the ball in play.
Gomes a swing and a miss.
Yeah, the second time this year that Ventura has thrown a very good game against the Indians. His last time was 7 innings, we mentioned. He gave up 1 run. This one is longer than that. He's into the 8th inning now. He gave up 6 hits his last time out. He struck out 3. He's only given up 3 tonight.
Threw it right by him. And Ventura continues to impress here tonight. His 4th strikeout. 1 down in the 8th.
Take a look at that. That's just a straight fastball. Inside corner on our Nissan pitch tracker right there. Swings through it. Still good velocity. Murphy has hit the ball on the nose twice tonight. Nothing to show for it. Once to left, next time to shortstop. A couple of line drives both times.
Two-one pitch. And another line drive to left field. And Gordon runs that down. 2 away. Michael Bourne made a nice diving catch earlier in the ball game. This was back in the 4th inning with 1 on and 1 out. Our Wendy's slow-mo replay. He had to lay out. That ball was up in the air for a while, but he had a long way to go to get there. Ventura trying to equal his career best longest outing with 8 innings. He's 1 out away from that. And it's 2-1. And you could see Perez trying to coax him into keeping the ball down, even dropping to a knee to try to lower the target. When you get up to that 100 pitch mark, and maybe getting a little bit tired. He got that one down, and Bourne turned it around. Drills it to deep right center field. Short hops the wall, and he's into second base with a 2-out double. Fourth hit of the night for the Indians. And a 2-out base runner now for Asdrubal Cabrera.
First extra base hit for the Indians, and 3-1. He's saying, here it is, hit me, and Michael Bourne did, and hit it pretty good. Short hops the wall in right center field, and that's where Perez is going to go out and tell him, look, you just got to, don't overthrow, stay right there. He just went over the 100 pitch mark, and he's looking for one more out to get him out of this 8th inning.
Cabrera 0 for 3 on the night. In the air, right field. In comes CAIN, and he makes the catch. 8 complete. Kansas City 5, Cleveland nothing. Beginning with the Diamondbacks taking on the Braves on Fox Sports 1. Then it's baseball night in America on Fox as the Orioles face off against the defending World Series champion Red Sox. Our MLB doubleheader begins tomorrow at 3:30 Eastern on FS1 and continues at 7 only on Fox. John Axford will come on now for the Indians. Axford making his 38th appearance of the year, 2-3 at 3.58 ERA. In 32 2/3 innings, he's walked 25, and he has struck out 39. Alcides Escobar will lead it off for KC. Escobar with a base hit in the 6th inning, came around to score on the 3-run homer by Mike Moustakas. Tampa Bay leading Detroit 5-3 in the 7th in the Motor City. In the air, shallow right. Murphy got a late break, but out goes Kipnis. He's got it, one away. Looking back at our keys to the game, brought to you by Wayside Furniture. For Josh Tomlin, continue the command. Now, you know, he was pretty good. The mistake he made in the 6th inning was a killer. That was the 2-out 3-run homer, and that took it from a 2-0 game to 5-0. But up until that point, he had done a good job of keeping them in the game.
Yeah, you give up the solo runs, that's not bad, but that 3-run homer, that'll either put it out of reach or bring you right back into it. However you want to look at it. And Kansas City, not a team that hits a lot of home runs. So this guy has hit 4 out of his 9 against the Indians this year.
And he got another hit against the Tribe, beating the shift by going the other way with a 1 out here in the 9th. Moustakas just slapping it the other way. And that will bring up Christian Colon. Colon tripled to center his first time up. Then he doubled to left in the 5th. And his first 2 major league hits. Struck out his last time up in the 6th inning. And Axford with a good fastball in there for strike 1. It gets away from Gomes. The pass ball will send Moustakas down to second base.
See what happened here. It was just right off the end of his glove. Right there to catch. Don't know if he took his eye off it or not, but that'll go as a pass ball.
A little bit low. Christian Colon was born in Puerto Rico. Graduated high school in Anaheim, California. He was originally drafted out of high school by the Padres in 07, but he decided to go to Cal State Fullerton first. And then the Royals made him a first-round pick, 4th overall selection in the 2010 draft. So obviously a guy they have high hopes for in their player development system. Bounce fair by the bag, and down the line it goes. And Cologne's headed for second base, looking for his second double. He slides in safely, and he drives in his first run.
How about his first major league start? It's pretty awesome, isn't it?
It's working out pretty well for him and the Royals.
My goodness, 3 hits, all of them extra base hits, 2 doubles, a triple, give him an RBI. Boy, what a start for him tonight. He came to the ballpark thinking he was going to watch a good ball game, but I'll tell you what, he played a good ball game. 3rd hit. Give him his first major league RBI. That makes it a 6-0 ball game.
Not only does he play the game well enough to be a top prospect, but the Royals obviously like the intangibles too, because when he played for Team USA, the collegiate national team in 09, he was given the title of captain. So obviously has some good leadership abilities as well. Lorenzo Cain has 2 hits. He has singled in a run, and he has doubled 1 home.
Hit him. Yeah, and it got Gomes in the bare hand.
So that's going to send Cain down to first and keep the inning going with only 1 out for Eric Hosmer.
Tried to run this fastball inside, and you can see it catches him on that right wrist. And then that ball deflects down, and watch, it gets Gomes in the bare hand. So it gets 2.
Oh, that looked like it got around the back of the hand.
It sure did. I mean, he keeps that hand there, and holy smokes, right on the knuckles.
Eric Hosmer 1 for 4 tonight. Little tapper out in front of the plate. Gomes jumps on it, goes to first, and that's out number 2. Colon goes to third, CAIN into second base. And now Billy Butler coming to the plate. And John Axford fires, and Butler fouls it into the lower deck behind the Kansas City dugout. Everybody packed in tight tonight.
Yes, sir.
Sellout crowd of better than 39,000. Some of them are starting to move in hopes of finding a better vantage point for the fireworks that are coming up after the ball game. Slowly chopped towards third. Chisenhall can't make the play. It's in the dirt as Santana could not scoop it. And Christian Colon comes home to score to make it 7-0. Well, slowly chop ball to third. Lonnie
had time. He just made a bad throw there, and Santana couldn't help him out with the pick. So that'll go as an error on Lonnie. Allow another run to score.
And Gordon taking a strike. Caught the corner, and it's 0-2. Axford strikes him out to end the inning. But Kansas City tacks on 2, and we'll go to the bottom of the ninth. Royals 7, Indians nothing. Ventura is out there seeking a complete game shutout. He's already equaled his career high with 8 innings pitched in the ball game. And he's got Michael Brantley, Carlos Santana, and Jason Kipnis due up for the Tribe.
Well, if he's ever going to get one, now would be the time. You have a big lead. He has his pitch count down, only 103 pitches. He's given up 4 hits, 3 singles and a double, and has been in total control tonight. So,
Royals' last shutout against the Indians came at the hand of David Cohn in 1993. In Cleveland, it was Brett Saberhagen at the old stadium in 1991. Ventura went 113 pitches in his 8 innings of work at Baltimore earlier this year. He'll start this inning over 100, and a first pitch fouled back out of play. Brantley 1 for 3 on the night. Now the 3-1. And Brantley with a drive to deep right field. That'll find the seats. Michael Brantley breaks up the shutout with 1 swing of the bat. His 13th home run on the year. RBI number 55.
Yeah, he got himself into a hitter's count, and he did a lot of damage. Michael having a great year. He got the fastball right there. 96 miles per hour, and he was ready for it. He got the barrel head of that bat out in front, into the seats, so the Indians are on the board here in the 9th. It's a 7-1 ball game.
So Michael gets the Indians on the board. Dave Island went out for a brief chat with Ventura. Activity in the Kansas City bullpen. Carlos Santana 1 for 3 on the night. Aaron Crow. Greg Holland, their closer, but not a save situation at this point. 1 away. I'm going to bring up Jason Kipnis, who is 1 for 3 tonight. Ventura still throwing 97, 98, 99 miles an hour here in the 9th inning. An off-speed pitch. Swisher, or rather a Kipnis, bangs it into left field. And the Indians have a 1-out base runner now. Jason Kipnis has 2 hits, and that's going to be the end of the night for Yordano Ventura. Ventura goes a new career high 8 1/3 innings. And he allows 1 run on 6 hits. Walked a couple, struck out 4. Came up the home run to Michael Brantley that spoiled the shutout here in the ninth. We've got a timeout. Aaron Crow's coming on when we come back. Well, Yordano Ventura tried to go the distance tonight, but he gave up the home run to Michael Brantley, and then with 1 out, a single to Jason Kipnis, ending his night after 8 1/3 innings. New pitcher is Aaron Crow, and he's got Lonnie Chisenhall coming up, who is 0 for 3 on the night.
Crow on for the 39th time. 3-1 record and a 2.60 ERA. Ventura, a nice game tonight. Exactly what Kansas City was looking for. They continue to play well on the road.
Strike on the inside corner. Fouled right back. And it's too high. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Nick Swisher waiting for a chance on deck. Slowly chopped towards second base. Colon will take the out at first. 2 down. Kipnis in the scoring position. And Nick Swisher will bat with 2 down here in the ninth. And a high pop foul slicing out of play. little half swing, and that went right over top of the Indians' dugout, skipping into the seats. So Swisher and the Tribe down to their final strike tonight. Aaron Crow ready with the 0-2 pitch, and it's in the dirt. Kipnis, who singled, is in second base with 2 down. And that pitch up and in. Low with a breaking ball and a full count. Drive down 7-1 here in the bottom of the ninth. If Swisher reaches, Yan Gomes would be next. And a 3-2 pitch is strike 3 called to end the game. So the Indians fall by a final score of 7-1 tonight. As Kansas City goes to 45-40, the Indians fall to 41-44. Yordano Ventura gets the win. He's 6-7. The loser, Josh Tomlin, he drops to 5-6. 7 runs, 12 hits, no errors, 6 left for Kansas City. 1 run, 6 hits, 1 error, 6 left for the Indians. Time now for our key play of the game, brought to you by KeyBank.
Well, you get back into the 6th inning, and it was a big blow for Mike Moustakas, who ended up hitting a 3-run home run with 2 outs in that inning, and that made it a 5-0 ball game at the time, and that pretty much did Josh Tomlin in. That'll be our KeyBank key play of the game, brought to you by KeyBank.
Now the Royals have beaten the Indians now for the 3rd straight time this year, and they lead the season series 4-3. Kansas City takes the opener in this holiday weekend series. Stay tuned for Indians Live. It's coming up next.